Whether you're a guy in a cape
or a rogue who's sneaky,
join
Chris and Roger
as we
entertain the geeky.
Guys, what's going on?
What up, Chris?
Roger, how are you?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Doing good.
So, something about our show.
Yeah.
Real quickly, because I know right before this we talked about all the things we wanted to talk about. And that's normally what the Nerd News does.
Yeah.
And since Jason's doing a wonderful job on Nerd News, we've taken kind of a back seat. But so much shit has happened this week.
Let's just talk about so much shit has happened over the past two months, really.
Yeah, like, it's insane.
It's been heavy.
So first, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Gone.
Gone. Bye, Felicia.
It was time. But we talked about this last week, and we said that this was probably going to happen.
Right, but what did Kathleen Kennedy... Like, she did not write or direct these movies.
There are certain things that you don't get along with, or that you don't get away with doing or letting people do.
Such as, like, okay, Solo bombed. Okay. But if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have Rogue One.
No, Rogue One was a cool flick. Now, Mike Brodeur has said this multiple times, though, as far as it pertains to Rogue One, and I agree. You take Rogue One's it's like a World War II.
A bad World War II movie. Because I still didn't like Rogue One as much.
Rogue One's a great fucking flick, dude.
Yeah. It's okay. It wasn't as...
flick. That is the best Star Wars movie to come out in a long time.
Well, yeah, but... Let's be honest, the best Star Wars movie to come out before that was Empire, and that was the 80s.
The best one to come out before that was Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Hold on.
We've said this before. Revenge of the Sith is the best of the prequels, but that's like comparing a turd to a turd. It
buttoned things up, I think, relatively well. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, so before we get the fucking hate that comes along with that... Not saying that it's a perfect film at all.
But yeah, so she's gone. Which, now we don't have a clear direction of Star Wars, or where Star Wars is going. We know they're going to be releasing a movie every year. Maybe that's what needs to change.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to worry about putting Star Wars out every year. Worry about putting a good flick out when you can.
Like, and Solo wasn't that bad.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay, so you can't say what it was or wasn't.
That bad.
You can't say what it was or wasn't.
Everyone I've talked to has been like, it's not great, but it's not that bad.
Well, and I think that's kind of where... I think that's where the bar is, though.
Well, and I think the bigger issue is, like, we as fans, we walk into a movie nowadays with our minds already made up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Batfleck. We all knew Ben Affleck was going to be the worst Batman ever, except for a few, like us. Who were like, no, that's the best fucking choice that you've made in a long time to play Batman.
Absolutely.
But Solo's a prime example. When we heard Solo was happening, everybody was like, no, this movie is going to be bad.
There were a lot of people that were stoked for it. I mean, in our circle of friends in particular, and people that come on the show regularly.
Yeah. We were stoked about the idea of what it could be, and then we found out, okay, it's not going to be in our heads what we imagined it, so it's bad.
I don't think that's all of it. There are things that are happening in the movies that aren't appropriate. Like, we've talked about politicizing Star Wars movies.
Okay, yeah, I get
it. And I think that is more where Disney's like, all right, you're letting too much of that happen.
Well, no, Disney doesn't care as long as it makes money. And
that isn't making money.
This is the first Star Wars movie that Disney put out that didn't make a shit ton of money right out the gate. And it still made money.
Yeah.
Just not a lot of money. It didn't make all the money.
When you have a franchise that literally fucking prints money,
yep,
and you can't make it continue to print money, you gotta go.
Except...
Think about this. What if they let you fucking do a Star Wars movie? Would you make a movie that bombed? Probably not.
Probably
not.
Probably.
If I got to do a Star Wars movie, would I make a movie that bombed? Probably not.
Probably.
I'd make a cool fucking flick, dude.
The problem is...
Because here's what I would do. And here's what... I know you would do something along similar lines.
I would destroy the Skywalkers right out the get-go.
I would go and I'd watch a bunch of fucking Flash Gordon and shit. I'd watch a bunch of fucking dogfight movies. And... I'd be like, okay, this is what the vision initially was, and I'd try to fucking find something. I would come up with something that fits with that.
But that's not Star Wars anymore. That's not what Star Wars is. Star Wars is no longer the Saturday matinee movie. And honestly, it stopped being that when Empire Strikes Back came out. The original idea of a Saturday matinee movie was for A New Hope. It was supposed to be a space fantasy, Flash Gordon, the whole kit and caboodle. That went out the window the second Empire came in. Because think about it. With A New Hope, it was, okay, we had a little bit of the Force. We had space wizards. But that was very small. And then it was all dogfights, amazing special effects, run, gun, action, action, action. Empire Strikes Back changed that and actually made it a movie, a serious movie. That's where you got deeper into the Force. That's where you got deeper into these characters. It was no longer a Saturday matinee. It was a movie that could stand. It was a franchise at this point now that could stand away from what it was originally supposed to be.
It was still a fun flick, man. That's the thing.
Empire's not a fun flick.
It is a fun flick.
Empire's sad, depressing, and fuck.
Does it have shit moments in it? Absolutely.
The
But
whole
you have to
fucking
have that.
last half.
That's part of the fucking hero's journey.
Keep going.
Well, that's what Star Wars is, the basically stereotypical mold of the hero's journey. And that's what everybody fell in love with. They're like, "Oh, we know this. This is good, but this is showing it a different way." And they did. They put these characters, they put this hero in space, and it was like, all right, let's watch him go through his journey and become fully realized. And I think one of the reasons that a lot of people were disappointed is we have this hero's journey, okay? We get a couple more movies, 7, 8, and
9.
I mean, whenever that happens. But we get these flicks, and it's not really about this hero anymore that started the journey. And it's like, okay, if you're going to hand the torch off, do it effectively, but they haven't.
I don't know. I think you're seeing more of a hero's journey in characters like Poe than you ever saw.
Poe didn't need to fucking be in the last movie.
He changed.
He didn't need to be in the last movie.
No one needed to be in the last. Luke Skywalker didn't need to be in the last movie.
I mean, he kind of did, but that's neither here nor there.
mean,
he kind of did. He fucking
no.
He stopped. He made it so people could get away in the last movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so he saved everyone. No, they were fucked. They
were
were
found
fucked.
another way.
There was a ginormous fucking awaiting them.
Yeah.
By the new Empire.
And Poe Dameron led them out.
Oh, Poe Dameron's a bitch ass.
No, you talk about passing the torch off and doing all that. The only way you can do that is to have these old characters fade away. And that's what's happening, one by one.
It's... Again, this is the hero's journey. We need to see the hero fully realized, and we didn't.
Which hero? Which hero?
This is fucking still the Skywalker storyline.
Because there's a shit ton of heroes.
This is still the fucking...
movie.
Oh, well, maybe that's part of the problem.
No, because Han Solo had his own journey. The only character that stayed stagnant in the original trilogy was Princess Leia. Princess Leia is the same she was in A New Hope as she was in Return of the Jedi. The only difference is she was getting some smuggler dick.
Getting that smuggler dick.
That's the only difference in her character. She did not change. She was always Princess Leia. Even after her homeworld was destroyed, she was like, yeah, this sucks.
Luke Skywalker was still this fucking kid that had untapped potential that was fucking finding himself out.
Luke Skywalker changed. Han Solo changed.
Han Solo changed.
Luke Skywalker changed. Princess Leia stayed.
What about
the same.
Chewie? What did Chewie do?
Chewie doesn't count. I'm sorry. Look, now this is where the hate mail comes. As much as we love Chewbacca, you could make all those Star Wars movies without him.
Oh, absolutely.
And still have the same movies.
You could basically make all the Star Wars movies without the droids too.
Yeah, like the only reason you have R2-D2 and C-3PO is they're the glue that holds these fucking 9 movies together at this point, because they're in all of them.
They're the only consistent thing now.
Right. That's just the way it is. But Chewbacca did not need. He didn't need to be in these movies. As much as I love him and he's one of my favorite characters, it's because he doesn't do shit. He gurs, he rides, he shoots his bowcaster once in Empire, and that's it. That's all. He's a walking punchline. Let the Wookiee win. Get this walking carpet out of my way. That's all Chewie is a big fucking punchline.
Okay.
Whatever. What was that? The hero's journey. We're seeing a hero's journey, and not just one character. We're seeing it in the main cast of these new Star Wars movies. The reason Solo bombed was because we as fans decided before the movie came out that we weren't gonna see it.
That's not entirely true though, because
how many Star Wars
ton of
fans
people
do you
went
know?
and saw that
how many
fucking
Star Wars
movie
fans
and were disappointed?
How many Star Wars fans?
So
do you know that actually went and saw it versus how many that didn't?
A lot went and saw it. Joe, Jason, Perks, basically everybody that you know and that I know that are Star Wars fans went and saw it. I said before this movie came out that after the fucking last...
Yeah, you were done.
After the Last Jedi, I was like, I'm done. It's over.
You're done with Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not going to see those in theaters. And I'm sticking to my guns there.
Are you?
Yes.
So now that Kathleen Kennedy's gone...
Sticking to my guns. I don't need to see Episode 9.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Should they recast Leia?
No.
Why?
Kill her gracefully.
Okay. Why?
I think it would be doing a disservice to the actress that we've all come to know and love.
The actress, yes, but not the character.
The character could die, and look, she did something phenomenal in the last movie.
Yes.
That's a good note to end on.
Is it though?
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Here's my thing. They obviously had plans for Princess Leia or General Leia in Episode 9.
They had a plan. I think the plan was to kill her off, and then you have somebody's untimely death.
Yeah.
And I think after that it was like, well, shit.
But let's say it wasn't to kill her off. Let's go on the list of maybe it was something grandiose where she's a huge part because she's the last remaining member.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
The last real Skywalker.
Because Kylo, and she's the only real connection to Kylo Ren at this point.
Yeah.
Do you let the story sacrifice because of her death? Because in my mind, you don't. You recast her, you bring it out and you say, look, here's the deal. We have to have... If she's integral to the story, she's got to be there. And it's the character, not the actress. We're not doing a disservice to Carrie Fisher. We love Carrie Fisher. We love everything she did when she was Princess Leia. But the story dictates that we have to carry on. When Dumbledore died, because the story dictated that we needed Dumbledore in the movies.
Slightly different.
No.
You're literally one movie into a franchise.
No, he was in the first 3.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
Dumbledore died after the first movie, maybe 2.
No, first 3.
It was not the first 3.
He
died early on.
First 3.
Yeah, fucking Google it.
I'm doing it right now.
Because I'm pretty sure it was the first movie. Because he was also in The Count of Monte Cristo. You remember that?
I do not.
He was in The Count of Monte Cristo, and I think that was actually the last flick that he did. Which was cool, too.
2002... When was Chamber of Secrets?
Chamber of Secrets is the second movie, bro.
Okay, so he died after the second movie.
Okay, so...
hold on. Though he might have been in the third one.
No, he was not. It was a big deal because they had to recast Dumbledore.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying recast...
But, again, you're halfway through a fucking franchise.
It doesn't matter.
We're on the last episode of fucking this franchise.
Right, so why
it makes
let the
sense to
fucking
have her
character...
die. It makes sense to have her die now.
Right.
It makes sense. She's fucking brain dead, basically.
No, she's not brain dead. She's talking.
She
was
fucking
talking
gone. She's a goner.
At the end of The Last Jedi. She was like, thanks, Luke. Oh, look. Here's Han's dice. Thank you for giving them to me.
Yeah.
Okay?
She's a goner.
The character, not Carrie Fisher, is an integral part to the last part of this trilogy.
So,
and why? I'm sorry, if you were talking about doing a disservice to Carrie Fisher, that is not letting the character finish that arc.
The character can't finish the arc because the lady that brought the character to life is not there.
But she's not the character. You can recast her. I would much rather recast her than completely change the story, do a disservice to the original.
You don't know what the story is because the movie's not out.
This is all hypothetical.
I know, but you're taking this hypothetical and you're turning your hypothetical into gospel, but that's not the case.
How do you know? Maybe it is the case.
But maybe it isn't.
But maybe it is.
But maybe it isn't.
Would you rather them recast her or fucking do that crappy CGI they did in Rogue One?
I would rather them kill her off or give us some reason for why she's dead. Or they could simply say, they could show her ship taking off or something like that, and then show 2 fucking big laser beams going at it and blow that shit up.
Oh, because that's a fucking great service to Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. And it could be Kylo Ren that did it. Boom. Character development right there. He is fucking totally gone off the deep end because he just killed Mama Bear, and it is time to cut his head off.
He already went off the deep end.
Well, yeah, but he could go further.
Okay.
Because no, time out. Because you're like, that's his last tie. No, fucking Rey is his tie now. He was totally happy running around with Rey. Fucking, he's like, oh, I could get my dick wet and all this stuff with this hot little Jedi chick.
She's not that hot.
That's what he's thinking, though.
Like, Rey is not the hot chick of the Star Wars
I think she's actually a very pretty girl. Daisy Ridley's pretty.
She's got a Summer Glau look about her.
I think that girl is very pretty.
I'm not in. I'm not in on that. Not in.
You don't have to be.
I'm not in.
She might not have even been born in a time frame where you could be in.
She might not have been born before 93.
So that's what you really need to consider here.
Yeah, because the chick from Rogue One, I think, is way cuter than her.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I think the Rogue One actress was far more attractive than Rey.
I don't, but
what is her name? Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley, yeah.
But
yeah, as far as character development goes, I mean, or character ties to this Kylo Ren feller, she's his closest tie at this point. She is. So should we kill off Rey?
Yeah, you should kill them both off.
Just end it all?
92, so she's right there.
Okay.
She's right. She is in the...
She's in the wheelhouse.
Adam Driver is older than me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Why?
He was born November 19th, 83.
Dang. Old man.
He's the oldest...
Of the cast?
Of the current cast, yeah, of the new cast. Oh, no, Oscar Isaacs.
Who's Oscar?
79.
Who's Oscar Isaacs?
That's Poe.
Poe
Dameron.
Which one's...
The guy you hate? The pilot?
Okay. Oh, no, I'm thinking Finn is the one that I don't like.
Finn's the stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Poe.
No, okay.
79.
Okay, that's fair.
So he's old enough to remember the original. Well,
yeah, barely. 77.
Yeah,
so.
Well, the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Because.
But no, Finn, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Finn is my issue with the new series. He didn't need to be in the last movie.
He was born in 92.
Poe had a purpose there.
I didn't know I didn't know Poe was that old.
Oh well. I mean, he looks like a seasoned pilot, though. I think they hit the nail on the head there.
And I think she's cuter than Rose Breen.
I don't.
I think she's cuter than Daisy
I don't.
Ridley.
She looks like she kind of reminds me of the girls that you think are attractive, though.
Fair enough.
I mean, she just has that look about her. You really like this girl next door look.
I do.
And she has that.
She does.
So I can see her being up Roger's alley.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley. I mean, she's not like she's okay.
I think she's a very pretty girl.
She's no Brie Larson.
I love Brie Larson.
I know you do. Another big thing. So Kathleen Kennedy's gone. I don't know what this is going to mean for the future. Are what plans Disney had for Star Wars? I don't know if they're going to be changing anything.
I don't know.
I'll have to look into that.
Halloween. Yeah, trailer comes out.
Came out.
Yeah.
Did you watch it yet?
No.
Okay, after this episode, we're watching the trailer. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna watch it on the big
on the
computer.
TV.
On the big monitor over there.
Okay.
It looks amazing.
I've seen snippets of it.
I kind of want to pause this so you can fucking see this.
So I've watched snippets of it.
No, Jamie Lee Curtis looks.
Now I did see her in it. Okay, so I've seen about 10 seconds of it.
Okay, so the premise is the other movies didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like apparently they're going to pay homage to the other movies, but they're no longer canon.
Okay.
Okay, so Halloween 2 Up didn't happen.
Gotcha.
This takes place 40 years after the first Halloween.
Yep.
And it's going to be more about the granddaughter, but Michael Myers escapes. And it's not Michael Myers oh, look, I'm Michael Myers. Like, he's fucking creepy in this movie.
Yeah.
And they're back to, you don't see him without his mask on. Like,
that's how
you
it
don't
should
see the
be.
face.
That's how it should be.
Exactly. Fuck you, Rob Zombie. You don't see him without the mask on. You don't see his face. Anytime you see him without the mask, like in the opening shots, it's from the back, so you don't get to see this guy.
Well, that's how it should be, though. So
he's the shape.
What makes that character menacing is the fact that he's not human. But you know what I mean?
Right. No, that's what John Carpenter wanted for the character. He's a force of nature,
and I think that's how it should be.
He's a force of nature. He's just the shape, which is why in the book or in the script it's not called Michael Myers. It's the shape. The shape moves. When they wrote the character, like his name was Michael Myers, and they had the backstory and they referred to him, but whenever there was action, it was the shape did this, the shape did that.
Yeah, I think that's solid. I mean, that's how they should be doing it.
And this movie looks really good. In fact, I watched the trailer this morning with Courtney, and she is 100% in.
Really?
She's more in on Halloween, the reboot, than she is the Predators movie.
Really?
The Predator, which freaks me out because she is a much bigger fan of Predator than
loves Predator. Yeah,
she does love Predator.
Yeah,
she loves the shit out of Predator.
Maybe more than she loves Roger.
Well, that's without saying. I mean, shit. I mean, I'm just kind of there on that level. She loves the Predator.
I mean, the Predator's like, what, 6'8" or something crazy? Just a big hunk of a man.
Yeah, and we watched the trailer, and I'm excited for the Predator. Like,
Yeah.
I'm into this movie. And she's like, meh. Her response was, meh.
She's like, is Arnold there?
Which, maybe. Shane Black directed it, and he
Yeah.
was in the first Predator, so maybe.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I would love it.
That'd be actually a fun thing to do. It's kind of like the Expendables meets Predator.
Or, like the end of the new Evil Dead movie where it's just like Bruce Campbell showing up saying, Groovy.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell is done playing Ash.
Is he?
He says he is.
Okay.
Like they can't, like, Starz isn't picking up the show anymore, and he's like, I'm gonna retire Ash. But Sam Raimi and Robert Tappert are like, wait a minute, come on, buddy, we want to do a little more with this.
Think this through.
Think that like they're talking about trying to get Netflix to pick up the show or even do another set of movies, and whereas before it was like nobody wanted to do it except for the three guys. Now studios are like, yeah, we'll do another Evil Dead movie.
Of course they will.
We'll do it. And Bruce Campbell's like,
Now's the fucking time, though.
oh my god, I would love to see Evil. Yeah, the show just wrapped up.
Yeah, now
It's
is
done.
abso-fucking-lutely the time.
Yeah, and I loved the remake. I loved the remake of Evil Dead. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people did. I thought it was really good. It paid great tribute to the original, and it did its own thing, which is something that remakes, like in that vein, don't really do. You know, they tend to just to rehash what was done,
Okay.
and they don't make it their own.
Gotcha.
And you can tell when a remake or a retelling makes it their own thing, and that one did,
Nice.
and it was good. Have you seen it?
No.
You should.
I probably should.
It's really gory.
Is it?
Like, yeah, it's really gory.
I just remember I started Ash versus the Evil Dead. I told you this months ago.
No,
And
that's the show.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah.
And you know, he's banging it out with somebody in a bathroom.
Yeah.
In the first episode.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh god. And Tara's like, what the hell are you watching?
Not porn, Tara. It's art.
I mean, basically, I'm like, no, babe, he's got a chainsaw for a hand. It's fine.
okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Just go with it.
That's how this goes. E3.
Yeah.
E3.
E3. So we finally got a Kingdom Hearts release date.
Yeah, June 29th?
No, January.
January 29th, 2019.
People are pissed.
Why?
Because they're like, it's so far away.
If they would have said, it's literally a month after Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay? If they would have released it for Christmas,
I think-
you'd be bitching that it's so far away.
I think the issue that everybody has with it is that the game has been in development for so long, and everybody's like, we should have this now. It should be
You're
here
right.
now.
You know what, though? When they release this game, it's going to be perfect.
It'll be huge, that's for sure.
Unlike when we were like, oh, we want this game now, and they release the game, and then you got to patch it, update it, and it don't work, and then you bitch that it's broken. Fucking calm down.
Well, guys, it's a video game.
They'll
I mean, come on.
fucking get it out there when they get it out there.
Well, here's one that I want to talk about. Anthem.
That's gonna fuck your game up.
So I haven't played Destiny in months.
Yeah.
But it's the same fucking thing, but by EA.
But better.
We don't know that. And I'm interested to see how that plays out. I'm like, why do you people want to keep playing the same game?
That's how Call of Duty's been around for the past 20 years.
But like, okay, so we have Halo.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Bungie comes up with this, this Destiny idea.
Yeah.
And we have characters that look similar, slightly different story.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, let's make it again. Let's make Destiny again. A different studio.
But it's EA.
It's EA.
Which is fine because it'll be the battlefield to Call of Duty's Destiny.
Basically.
Yeah, okay. It's a different game. It's just this...
The entire fucking plot and everything is the same.
Whatever.
Oh, these walls can't keep us safe. The wall. The city. The last city.
Who?
Come on,
Do you
man.
care? Like, honestly, when I play Destiny, I don't give a shit about the storyline.
Well, at this point, I'm just like, I don't care to play this fucking game.
Like, I'll play Anthem if it's good. Like, EA, as much crap as Battlefront,
Yeah, Star Wars.
yeah. God, it's still a damn good game. And their Battlefield games are amazing. Like, I am looking forward to Battlefield 5. Like, they have a new game mode in there called Operation War, which instead of it being like one match, it's 4 days. You're playing through one match for 4 days, and each day, the game mode you're playing changes. So you're actually like playing through
a real story,
like a real what it would have been like to play war, like to be a war. It's like, hey, just because Just because you won this fight, you got to keep going on.
It's fucking raining today and you're running out of food.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to keep going. Good job taking the bunkers. Guess what? There's an AA gun a mile and a half up the road. We got to go get that now.
Yeah.
And I look forward to this.
That's cool.
Especially on a multiplayer type thing.
I think that's what'll be interesting for that game.
We got Unravel 2. Looks cute.
Unravel 2 does
Unravel
look cool.
2 looks cute. We got more like Nintendo Switch doing Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch is just fucking bizarre at this point.
There's not been any real big surprises to come out of E3 so far.
I think most of it we expected.
Yeah, it was all pretty much the biggest was
fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Was Kingdom Hearts 3 actually getting released?
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy 7 is still in development hell. Like it's coming.
Someday
we'll get it out to you. But by then, I don't even care anymore.
No.
You
just sit back and you fucking wait.
I was fucking excited when I first heard about it. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I'm out.
I just think it's one of those things. When it comes out, cool. Let's play it.
I'll get like $15 and I'll buy it at Walmart in the little garbage bin.
Yeah.
Like that.
You think it's gonna go to the garbage bin?
It will eventually. All games end up in the garbage bin.
There's certain games that really don't.
I'm waiting for you to say one.
Okay. So originally with Halo and Halo 2, those didn't make their way to the garbage bin. What they did do is they got the classic edition or whatever.
They released it for $20.
And it got released at $20.
But you know what's in the garbage bin? Halo 3, 4, Odyssey, Halo Wars, all the
Halo Wars games are now.
Halo Wars is good though.
It looks cool.
Like it's a good console RTS.
I was gonna say, isn't that like a
Command and Conquer style game?
Yeah.
You know what I can't wait to die? The Battle Royale mode. Every fucking game is doing Battle Royale now.
That's because
PUBG and Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's fun. Like, I love playing PUBG. I'm not really a big fan of Fortnite. I play it every once in a while. I'm not the biggest fan of Fortnite. But I like that game mode in those games. I don't want to play Call of Duty Battle Royale. I don't want to play Battlefield Battle Royale.
My kids fucking love Fortnite. And for me, I don't think that's the most competitive thing in the world.
Fortnite?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking. It's you versus everyone else.
I understand that, but when I'm saying competitive, you got to hear me out here. So, I used to play World of Warcraft.
Right.
In WoW, you would spend all this time fucking getting your character geared. So you'd go and get all this special gear to do certain things with your one character, and then you would have to find a team that you thought would fit well with your character, and then it was you guys versus this, and you were chasing a certain rating and this, that, and the other. But it wasn't like hey, this is just me versus 100 people. Whatever happens, happens, because there is a random aspect to it.
Yeah, but I want to win. That's where the competitive comes. I want to be better than these 99 other people.
Yeah.
And how do I do that?
99 times out of 100, you're not.
Not by raiding and grinding and getting...
Oh, yeah, you fucking do, though. That's the thing. Like, gear made a difference back then. But
yeah, no, not by raiding and grinding and hitting that level. It's, I fucking get what I get, and let's just go to town. But to me, PUBG is more... Like, Fortnite is just too cartoony, and it's not the graphic style, I say that. It's the way the game plays, the building, your own structures, doing all that stuff so quickly. It's just...
No, I don't like that about it.
It's not my cup of tea. Like, I like the way PUBG did it, because it's more... There are moments in PUBG when you get that you're like, fuck.
I don't like that you can drop off the side of a mountain in Fortnite.
And live?
And then, no, it's not in live. And then say, I'm building a structure here as I'm falling, and I land on it, and I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm like, that's fucking tacky.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But I just wish that,
It'd be great if they took away, they're like, hey, you're falling, you can't build.
Yeah.
Hey, you're running, you can't build.
Yeah. Maybe building takes a little more time.
3 seconds or something stupid like that.
I don't care.
Oh, dude, they would get so butthurt. People would be like, what the fuck?
Then we'd start having, like, old Fortnite players coming out, raging in the streets.
Well, they'd rage in the streets, and also you'd have somebody, I've got a private server. We'll play here. This is OG Fortnite.
OG?
Which fucking is still so young.
I read it. Speaking of WoW, I know this goes back a little bit. Did you read that story that about the WoW virus that escaped?
No.
And nearly destroyed the game?
I did not.
There's supposed to be this only special raid, a special dungeon, where the bad guys would infect you with a virus, and there was a virus. The problem was the coders forgot to make it to where the virus would not affect your mounts. So people would go in and do this raid, and then the mounts were coming back, spreading the virus through the actual game where the virus wasn't meant to be. This thing only lasted like 2 months before it was patched. But in that 2 months, the virus wiped out like 30% of the player base. People were... It got so weird that people were actually... The CDC is now studying how this happened to see how people would act in a real pandemic. Because you had certain people taking advantage of it, spreading the disease, and then going in and looting. You had other people like the clerics, the healers, all that getting together trying to heal and get rid of the disease. It was insane.
That's bizarre.
But that's how people right there. That's how people would really react.
That doesn't even sound right though, because that's not how that game played. That's what's kind of bizarre about it.
Look it up.
I'll have to. I will Google that one. I'm not going to do it while we're on the show.
Guess what?
Huh? Bumblebee.
Bumblebee
looks okay.
It looks cute.
It looks cute.
It looks cute.
That's a good way of putting it. Now, one of the things that kind of drives me a little bit crazy with it, Paramount. I know. You think that these trailers that you've been doing for Transformers and Ninja Turtles for the past 10 years are cool.
They're not.
They're not. As soon as I see it, I think, fuck Michael Bay. And I don't want anything to do with it.
Is Michael Bay part of Bumblebee?
I don't believe he is. However, the trailer's put together like a Michael Bay trailer, and I don't like it. That in and of itself scares me.
But I'm watching that trailer for Bumblebee. I feel for the first time like Starscream looking like Starscream.
No, it looks fucking
Bumblebee
cool.
actually looks like Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Right. No, not just Slugbug. Like even when he transforms, yes, it's updated, but they look like the shit we grew up with.
A little more.
And if I'm gonna get that as a movie, if I'm finally gonna get a Transformer movie that I feel like I was watching when I was a kid, I'm fucking in 100%.
If with this movie they do what they did in the first fucking 10 minutes of the first Transformers movie, where you get to see giant robots come and shit on unsuspecting people, because that's what would happen.
Yeah.
I'm fucking in.
Where's Megatron in this movie? Is he in this movie?
No, he's frozen.
Is it
NBE1 is frozen, dude.
What about Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime hasn't arrived yet.
So this is before Transformers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is a Bumblebee prequel.
I don't know where it stands in the cinematic universe, and I was kind of hoping that this would just kind of be like
a cool standalone.
Yeah, and be like, fuck that. We're rebooting this shit anyway.
They need to. So, actually, on that note, Hasbro just wants to do a Hasbro cinematic universe.
Please don't.
Oh, listen to this though. With G.I. Joe, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And it's because they just got the rights to Power Rangers, or in the process of acquiring Power Rangers. And that's interesting.
No.
I think it is.
Here's the thing.
Not having the cinematic universe.
Did you watch that episode of The Toys That Made Us yet?
No, I did not.
All right, you need to watch.
I started watching. I got through Star Trek.
No, just watch that episode.
I will.
Yeah,
I will. But I enjoy that show.
G.I. Joe is the only reason we have Transformers.
Correct.
And I want you to watch that so you know.
I will. Now, I was talking to somebody about this though, and they're like, "Well, there's a Transformer or G.I. Joe crossover that was good." I'm like, "That's a comic."
Yeah.
That's a comic.
Comics work in crossovers.
This doesn't need to happen.
Leave the Power Rangers alone.
No, okay.
I don't need
a good company, a big company, not a good company, but a big company has it. You guys have the fucking keys to the kingdom right now.
It's fucking Hasbro. I'm sorry, these are the guys that own Wizards of the Coast.
I know.
They're not doing so hot right now.
Not always.
No, fuck you, Hasbro.
But this is basically what they said. They said with how powerful this property is, it could really work for our current business model, basically.
What business model is that? Shipping books that are printed upside down and backwards?
What I'm nervous about with it is, I'm like, dude, your business model, if it is Transformers and Ninja Turtles, you need to scrap that shit right now.
Just stop with the cinematic universes. There's a reason that Marvel and DC work as a cinematic universe.
There's a reason that Marvel does, because clearly DC doesn't.
Well, I'm saying, like, the DC movies aren't good, but it still works as a cinematic universe.
No, it doesn't.
Does that mean
Go on.
That's because these properties have been around for 40 or 50, 60, 80 years now, already existing. They are already a universe to begin with. Transformers is Transformers. G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. The Power Rangers are the Power Rangers. The Turtles are the Turtles. Let them be what they are, and that's their own separate things.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be conjoined. I tell you what, if you want to make an awesome fucking Power Rangers universe, then make good Power Ranger movies. Make 20 of them for all I fucking care. Just make them good.
Yeah.
Make a good Turtles movie. Make a good G.I. Joe movie.
Well, okay, so the people that are going to pay the most money for, one, your products, and two, you're to go fucking have this movie experience are me and you and the people that grew up with Power Rangers.
Right.
My kids can't fucking afford it.
No. You have to pay for your kids.
So
to
you better fucking find a way to really appeal to me. And I've talked about this with a couple of different people. The Megazord in this last fucking Power Rangers movie wasn't what I thought it should have been. But the movie wasn't all awful. It could have been better. It could have been worse. It was there. Fucking do a good movie, man.
Just stop.
Do a fucking good movie.
With the shared universes.
No, that's obscene.
Like, I hate the fact that they're like Godzilla. Like, now Toho is jumping on this bandwagon.
I know. We talked about that.
I know we did. I'm like, fuck you. You already had a shared universe. You were the original shared universe, Toho.
You invented shared universes,
you invented
motherfucker.
the fucking whole, let's just throw the same characters we have in different movies together. You did that. This is you. The Marvel works. The Marvel Cinematic Universe works because they worked before. It's not like they were like, oh, we made all these movie properties, let's combine them into one. They went, oh, we made a bunch of comic book movies. Look, there's comics where they're together. Let's make that a movie.
Yeah. I don't want to see fucking Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers.
I don't want to see the fucking
You did
ninja.
it. Well, they did that as a crossover in the fucking at the turn of the century or whatever, and it was dumb.
Like, you know what I loved? The time the Ninja Turtles and Transformers crossed over that I loved? The toy line.
Right.
When the Turtles would transform. That was cool. Do that. Make that your crossover. Don't make it a goddamn movie.
Nope.
Stop with the shared universes. I'm done with it. Hollywood, stop. Stop using that buzzword. God,
Cinematic universe.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Just say we're making a shit ton of sequels and they're all going to be good and I'll be happy. That's it.
Let's get through the first good movie.
Yeah, make a good movie first. And then make a second good movie. Fine, release... If they released 100 of them, I wouldn't care. As long as they're good.
If they're fucking great
as they're
films,
good.
yeah. So, guys, on that note, go to entertainthegeeky.com. It is there that you can follow us on all of our social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Read a couple of these articles that we put up. They're kind of fun.
Yeah, they're all right.
You can also go to our site for trailers and stuff like that.
God, yeah, because we're on it with the trailers.
We stay on top of that. And then check out Nerd News. Jason's got an episode coming out probably shortly after this comes out.
He's so sexy.
A couple days after, normally.
Yeah.
And then check out our sponsor, HeroicGearStore.com. It is there that you can get goods for geeks on the go. So if you need that Infinity War class ring, it's there. If you need a sweet Deadpool backpack, it's there. If you need a Spider-Gwen hoodie, it's there. You got any words of wisdom you want to part with?
No, I'm out.
As always, stay geeky.